Hey guys, Kat Com here with Studio Sweat On Demand, and today we are here to talk about how you can get down when you're injured or something is preventing you from working out when you know, typically working out is part of your routine. And I'm really excited to introduce Margarita. She is a professional in the industry, and so why don't you go ahead, Margarita, and tell us what your profession is.
Sure. I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I'm a mental health practitioner here in the local area, and I'm really happy to be here and excited that you are providing this platform to discuss such an important topic.
I'm so excited, and it's really a personal topic for me too as well. So the reason that I thought about this topic is twofold. So first of all, last week I was actually leading a boot camp class that we filmed for Studio Sweat On Demand, and I was doing skater jumps, and I had told the entire class to clear their area of their dumbbells from the floor, because what can happen when you're doing skater jumps, right? Mm-hmm. Jump right on top of a dumbbell, roll your ankle, right? Not fun, hurt a knee, hurt a hip. Well, I didn't clear my weights well enough, and I twisted my ankle super hard. We've got it on video, coming soon to a theater near you. And I found myself a little bit bummed out the next day. I'm like, oh man. And I know it was a little bit selfish because I wanted to go surfing, but I was like, I really think it's a bad idea. You know, and I was just starting to think, gosh, why did I feel so, you know, in general, just feel so down that, you know, that this was going to impact my workout routine. Another thing, so the second item is I have a friend who's going through cancer treatment, and she was told by one doctor that she shouldn't work out during this one point, and she, after a week of not working out, she really found herself into a deep depression, to be honest. And then luckily she did go to another doctor that told her, no, absolutely, you should be working out. And so I just found it really interesting, and I thought we could get some tips from you on how to cope with not being able to work out. And also one thing that I wanted to add, and I hope you agree with me, but we haven't talked about this in advance, is that you should always ask your health care professional, why are you telling me I cannot work out? Because again, in this case with my friend, one said she should, one said she shouldn't, right? So I always like to ask, well, what are the risks? And why are you telling me that I can't work out? For example, if I hurt my ankle, why would you tell me that I can't work out in general? Why can't I do a bicep curl? Or are there any other, could I wear a boot and maybe wear it on a recumbent bike? What things should I avoid and why? So always, you know, asking your healthcare professional what the risks are. Now, if they tell you if you get your heart rate up, you could go blind, I mean, maybe step back and don't work out, okay?
Right, totally different story.
Totally different story. Okay, but let's talk about, so I wanted to start with that. Now let's get into, no, you can't work out. You know, you've been told you cannot work out right now, or your workout is limited. What are some things that you can do to cope with the fact that, and I'd also like to know, what are the impacts on your mental wellness when you can't work out and you usually do?
Well, definitely that's bad news for someone who's especially into being active.
Yeah.
So the first thing you should do is ask your doctor exactly what it is that's going on with your body, because that way you're better able to understand what the risks are.
Okay.
And then based on that, you strategically try to plan, okay, these are my options, this is what I can and cannot do.
Yeah.
And after that, well, what do injuries do? Physical injuries obviously affect your mood.
Yes. I was grumpy, I was down. I mean, I'm still getting over it. Okay, it's true.
Physical injuries disrupt our daily lives.
That's true. I'm going to back up a little bit. I'm sorry to do this to you, but you know, when you talk about mood too, there are a lot of reasons that it impacts your mood, like pain, right? Just the fact that you have pain that you're dealing with, the fact that now you're talking about our daily lives. Okay, so I see where you're going with this. Okay.
Activities of daily living are greatly impacted.
Yeah.
We feel helpless. You know, because we're now restricted, we're limited in regards to everything we're used to doing.
Yeah.
And acceptance is hard,
yeah,
but it's very helpful at the same time. That's when you develop insight. Listen to your body at this point.
Yep, I actually, especially as you age, you heal more slowly. And so that's a hard one for us sometimes, that acceptance part, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I've accepted it, now what?
Now, develop an equation in regards to how you're going to go about it. Look into tools.
Okay.
Perhaps mindfulness. Really think deeply in regards to what helps you from now on moving forward until you start feeling better.
Yeah.
Journal. You know, keep your mind busy. Goal setting. Set some goals in the meantime.
Yeah, for example, maybe you could really focus on your nutrition at this point, right? So that's anything else that you would suggest, like if you can't focus on your physical activities as much, that you might, you know, think about focusing on?
Take this as an opportunity to do for others.
I like that.
Perhaps helping others, helping in your community. Also fulfilling some tasks that were perhaps pending for a while. This is the time to get those going.
Clean out your garage, man. Yeah, exactly like that.
Learn a new language, learn to play an instrument.
Yeah, because you know all that time that you spent doing the physical activity before, okay, well you have that spare time available now, so use it wisely. Those are really good ideas.
Absolutely.
Okay, what other things are important? So we've got goal setting, mindfulness, journals, those are all tools that you can use. What are some other things that we might think about?
Relaxation, you know, take a break. Mental, physical, that's good for you while you're healing. And rest and healing are productive. So think about that.
Yeah, that's really important. I figured, you know, with this ankle injury, for example, I took the first few days after it happened and I was better at trying to heal it than I've ever been. I put it in a boot, I didn't get on my spin bike, I took Advil, I iced it, I elevated it, and continued to do that, whereas my normal routine would be like, get right back on that spin bike. So I was like, no, and I know I'm early in the, you know, my healing stages, but that's really important. So anything else that you can think of that people should do, you know, in this situation?
Try to be patient.
Okay.
You know, try to take it day by day and keep yourself busy doing other productive things. So that way you don't fixate on your injury. You just let your body heal.
Yep.
And don't forget to seek support. There's always a way, there's always resources, and that's why we're here for, to help.
Yeah, so, you know, seek out help, you know, yay therapy, first of all. But you can also reach out to your friends and family members and look for their support, or people that are in similar situations or have been in similar situations. Like I contacted my friend right away. I'm like, oh, I know how you feel on a smaller scale, you know, and she was very, not only sympathetic, but empathetic, which of course I really appreciated. So Margarita, thank you again so much for giving us some tools to cope with this. You guys, you are unstoppable. Keep doing those body sculpting workouts over on Studio Sweat On Demand. Just make sure that you do the ones that are right for you in the situation that you're currently in.